Also running your leaders over in League 2, but they're joined in the automatic spots this weekend by the likes of Doncaster and Notts County. But who will be there this weekend? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about matchday number 30, it could be, over in League 2. And we'll get to it in a second. If you're new where you've been, hit the old subscribe. You want to sub shop for League 2, Baba Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under one Rooski. That's right, just doesn't stop over in League 2 in this double match week. But of course, who will take advantage and get themselves closer to the playoffs? Or of course, maybe to avoid the drop zone. We'll take a closer look at all that and more in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit those midweek games, see how I got on, of course, and then take a look at the table and kick on forward to this weekend's drama. So sit tight, hold on, here we go, guys and girls. Quick recap of the results on the screen now. And yeah, there was one postponement in their mid-level, that pack there, Colchester, Port Vale. They'll do that another time. But we're going to start with a trip to Accrington. Stanley. It was a 1-0 win. That was my prediction. On the left-hand side, the real result was on the right. So 0-0 it was between Stanley and Cheltenham. Bradford did beat Morecambe 1-0 in the Derek Adams derby. I went with a 2-1 win myself. Crewe and Wimbledon 1-1 in the end. Chesterfield put 3 past Bromley as predicted. Fleetwood did get a cheeky result over Walsall. The tabletoppers high flyers who took an L this week for the first time in a long, long time. Grimsby and Gillingham battled the G's, duked it out to a 1-1 draw. MK Dons did beat Harrogate 2-1. I went with a 2-0 win. Notts County also winners over Carlisle 1-0. I went with a 3-1 win. Salford and Newport County all square on the night 1-1. I went with a 2-0 win. Swindon with a big 3-1 over Tranmere. I went with a 2-1 win. And Doncaster put 3 past Barrow in their result. Of course, look at the table then, shall we? It looks a little bit like this as you see it. Walsall are flying high. Doncaster are in second. Notts County destined for League 1 at the moment if the season was to end today. Bradford, Crewe, Wimbledon and Port Vale are all very, very close and could all be in the automatics this coming weekend if they get a result. Meanwhile, Salford slipping away a little bit. Chesterfield, and between Chesterfield down, there's a big gap opening up. So they need to get themselves back in action. But a lot of games ahead, or games to be played still up and down the league. So we will see how all that shakes out in the wash. Meanwhile, quick look at the link. If you want to get involved, they should still be going, still be dropping it. We were very, very little close to the money last time around, but hopefully we'll be a little bit closer to the money this time around. And speaking of that, these are the games we're going to run into these puppies right about now. Starting this coming Saturday, it's Cheltenham, it's Chesterfield, is coming at you this coming Saturday afternoon. Michael Flynn's Cheltenham are 14th for the table, 35 points for the campaign. They are, of course, 14th for the table, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Up against Chesterfield, and Paul Cook, back to winning ways last time around, 9th for the table, 39 points for the season as well. They're on the outside looking in, trying to get into those playoff spots. But they played each other 15 times since 2002. 2 wins Cheltenham, 8 wins Chesterfield, 5 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue, it was a what was it? It was a 1-1 draw. In fact, their last 2 back-to-back have been 1-1s, so that means the reverse fixture as well. Cheltenham on the back of a draw themselves. Chesterfield with that 3-0 win over Bromley. The odds on this one go very tight, but they back Chesterfield for the W here, and that's the way I'm going as well. 1-0 winners, Chesterfield taking the points and hopefully closing in on those top 7 spots. Meanwhile, Gillingham under John Coleman, back-to-back draws. They're all the way down to 17th on a woeful, back end of the season they're having. They start off so fantastically and looked destined for League 1, but it's just been rotten ever since. Notts County, though, and Stuart Maynard look to be in the right pair of hands. They are third in the table, 75 points, 75% form for them at the moment. They have 47 points for the season. Now, they've played Gillingham 9 times since 2008. 5 wins Gillingham, 3 wins Notts County, 1 draw between the two sides. Last time around, over at Gillingham, it was a 2-1 win for Notts County back in October 2023. The reverse fixture this season in Notts County was a 1-0 win for Gillingham when they went hot to trot. Gillingham back-to-back draws, drawing away to Tranmere and Grimsby. Notts County with that 1-0 win over Carlisle. The odds for this one, again, tight, but they go with the visitors. Notts County with the win, as do I. 2-1 winners for me on the road. Wimbledon against Bradford, coming at the Cherry Records Stadium. Wimbledon under Johnny Jackson are 6 unbeaten in the last 6. 75% form for them right now. Up against Bradford, also unbeaten in the last 8. They won 5 on the spin. Goodness gracious me. They are 4th, and this could be the bloody year. 47 points for the campaign. They have played Wimbledon 16 times since 2011. 5 wins Wimbledon, 6 wins Bradford. 5 draws between the two sides. Last time around, over at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Bradford, who are unbeaten against Wimbledon over the last 6. But I mean, 5 of those last 6 have ended up all square, including the reverse fixture at Vale Parade in September. So draws galore, typically between these two. Crewe and Wimbledon also drawing most recently. Bradford with that 1-0 win over Morecambe to make it 3 successive clean sheets. The odds right here, and I find it tight, but they back Wimbledon on this one. Looking at that, a draw might not be out of the question, but I am going with Wimbledon, 2-0 winners in their own backyard. Bromley up against Grimsby coming at you also this Saturday. This is a 3 p.m. kickoff, as was the last. Did I drag that sucker in there? You might have just seen it out the corner of my eye. And the Woodman's Bromley, they are 40th for the table, 35 points for the campaign. Up against Grimsby under David Artell, winners in the last 5 also. They are 10th, 39 points for the season as well. They have played Bromley 5 times since 2015. 2 wins Bromley, 3 wins Grimsby, no draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue, it was a 3-1 win for Bromley back in August. When I say August, I meant September 2021 in the National League. 3-1 win it was for Bromley. The reverse fixture this campaign at Blundell Park, it was a 1-0 win for Grimsby. Grimsby on the back of that 1-1 draw against Gillingham. Bromley losing to Chesterfield most recently. Looking at the odds, Bromley are favoured on this one, but it could be very, very tight between the two sides. I am leaning towards a draw, 1-1 on the night for me at Bromley. Meanwhile, Carlisle United up against Swindon Town. Ian Holloway's got these guys absolutely singing off the same hymn sheet. Carlisle, though, still struggling. 23rd in the table, 21 points for the season. They are, of course, 33% form, just 1 win the last 5 up against Swindon. Ian Holloway, 3 wins on the bounce. They're 16th right now, and maybe, just maybe, they could be in the discussion for a playoff push. 34 points for the campaign, played each other 24 times since 2006. 8 wins apiece and 8 draws. Wow, wow, wow. Last time around, though, over at Carlisle, it was a 1-1 draw way back in August 2022. The reverse fixture this campaign at Swindon was a 2-0 win for Carlisle, who are unbeaten against Swindon over the last 3 and just 1 defeat against them in the last 6. Swindon, though, winning against Tranmere. Carlisle losing to Notts County last time around. The odds here looking tight. Carlisle just edge it. But I'm marking Swindon with the upset 2-1 win on the road for me this weekend. Meanwhile, Doncaster rose up against MK Dons. Wow, spicy. Doncaster under Grant McCann, 4 wins on the spin. They are second, 49 points for the campaign. Up against MK Dons, Scott Lindsay, all the way down to 11th. 2 games now without a loss. 42% form for them, though. Coming at you, played each other 19 times since 2004. 9 wins Doncaster, 4 wins MK Dons, 6 draws between the two sides, including a draw at MK Dons this season back in September. Reverse fixture at the Keep Moat. Or when I say reverse fixture, I meant the last that I played at the Keep Moat. It was a 3-0 win for Doncaster. The Rovers, on the back of that 3-1 win over Barrow, 3 wins on the spin, actually 4 wins, including that penalty shootout victory over Hull. MK Dons with a 2-1 win over Harrogate last time around. The odds right here, right now, should fancy Doncaster, as do I. 2-1 win in the end for me on this one. Morecambe up against Fleetwood. Bit of a coastal affair. This one, the Northwest. Morecambe and Derek Adams, 4 defeats on the spin. They are rock bottom with just 20 points for the season. Under Pete Wild now, Fleetwood. They are 12th for the table, 36 points for the season. 3 wins out of the last 4. They played Morecambe 13 times since 2012. 3 wins Morecambe, 6 wins Fleetwood, 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue, it was a 1-1 draw back in August 2022. The reverse fixture, a 2-2 draw at Highbury back in September. Fleetwood on the back of that 2-0 win over Walsall. Morecambe losing to Bradford, of course, last time around. The odds right here, right now, quite tight, but Fleetwood are fancied on this one with a new manager bounce. Not me, backing Derek Adams with the 1-0 win in their own backyard. Meanwhile, Harrogate up against Crewe coming at you this coming weekend over at Harrogate. Played each other 6 times since 2022. Nothing for Harrogate, 4 for Crewe. 2 draws between the two sides. That's the last 6 they have played. Harrogate are 20th. 29 points for the season, just 1 win in 5 up against Crewe. 1 win in 4 for them. They are still 5th, though, 47 points for the season. Last time around over at Harrogate, it was a 1-0 win for Crewe back in October 2023. This time around, this season at Gresty Road, it was a 3-0 win for Crewe. They also play each other for the second time already this season in the EFL Trophy Northern Group E. Crewe came out on top with a 1-0 W. Crewe, though, on the back of that draw against Wimbledon. Harrogate losing to MK Dons. The bookies back Crewe on the road here, as do I. 2-0 winners. Crewe going to take it this week. And Newport County take on Barrow over in Wales. Nelson Jardem's boys are 8th% form right now. 27 points for the season, just 21st in the table. Up against Barrow under Andrew Wing. 1 win in 6, 18th for the table. They are on 31 points for the campaign. They have played Newport County 15 times to 2010. 5 wins Newport, 8 wins Barrow, 2 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this venue, it was a draw. 1-1 it was back in September 2023. The reverse fixture this campaign at Barrow was a 2-0 win for Barrow back in September. The hosts on the back of that 1-1 draw against Salford. Barrow losing to high-flying Doncaster most recently. That was on the road. Actually, I was at home. The odds for this one then, tight again. Barrow just edge it. They might just edge it for me to get a point anyway. 1-1 in the end over in Wales. Meanwhile, Port Vale up against Accrington. Stanley, that's right, at Vale Park. Port Vale under Darren Moore currently find themselves in 7th. Unbeaten in the last 4, but they're on 50% form for them right now. 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2 over the last 6. Accrington under John Doolan, they are 19th with 29 points for the season. 58% form, 2 defeats in the last 6. They have played each other 17 times since 2008. 6 wins Port Vale, 7 wins Accrington. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Last time around at Port Vale, 1-1 it was back in February 2023. The reverse fixture this campaign also a draw. 2-2 it was over in Stanley. Accrington on the back of that 0-0 draw themselves against Cheltenham. Port Vale also drawing with Chesterfield. It smells like draws galore all over the place. Bookies though back in Port Vale, as do I. 2-0 winner. Darren Moore's boys get the 3 points and closing in to maybe the top spots once again. Tranmere up against Colchester, coming over at Prenton Park. Tranmere under Nigel Atkins at the moment. 22nd in the table, 26 points of the season, 4 games without a win now. Up against Colchester under Danny Cowley. They are 15th right now, 34 points of the season, unbeaten in the last 3. They played each other 30 times since 2003. 10 wins Tranmere, 7 wins Colchester, 13 draws between the two sides, including a draw last time I played at Prenton Park. The reverse fixture at Colchester, 3-0 win as it was back in September. Tranmere on the back of that 3-1 loss to Swindon. Colchester picking up a 1-0 win over Morecambe, and they're back to those clean sheet exploits. 3 clean sheets on the spin for Colchester. The bookies on this one go with Colchester on the road, as do I. 2-1 win, Tranmere in trouble. Maybe Colchester also got a bit of a playoff push left in the tank. And then finally we go to the tabletoppers, Walsall up against high-flying Salford, who've gone off the boil of late. Walsall under Matt Sadler, 50% form for them right now. Winless in the last 2, just 1 win the last 3, but they are top with 58 points. Up against Salford under Carl Robinson, also winless in the last 4. They are 8th. Of course, they won an incredible run earlier, but now it's gone all to pot. 11 times they've played since 2019. 5 wins Walsall, 6 wins Salford, 11 no draws between the two sides. Last time around over at Walsall, the best cut was a 2-1 win for Walsall back in April 2024. The reverse fixture, 2-0 winners it was for Walsall, who are 3 and done against Salford in recent matches. Walsall on the back of that 2-0 loss to Fleetwood. Salford could only draw against Newport County. The bookies back Walsall overwhelmingly so, as do I, going with a 3-0 win at the Bescot to maintain their amazing season and, of course, put Salford in a bit of trouble. That's my picks, and if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. Also running away with it, 61 points at the top. Doncaster are in 2nd, and then Notts County are in 3rd. Crewe, Wimbledon, Port Vale and Bradford in the playoffs, going down, Morecambe and Carlisle. This is my predictions for this weekend. I do apologise that we're not giving you an update on the prediction league. It's still going on. It's just been one of those weeks. I didn't expect it to be a double match week, so I am clambering around. So please forgive me there. Update for the next week. I do anticipate we'll be back to normal then. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. Until then, guys and girls, we are done.